Hi friends, it's Becky, and the beads were good again this week. It's time for my weekly wrap up and chat. This is just a little segment where I show you guys what I made this week. I'll do a little try on, and then we'll just talk about how things are going, what my plans are coming up this week, and any little thing that I just have on my mind. It's just a really quick wrap up, really quick chat. It's not going to be like multiple hours. But what we'll do is I will go down to the bead mat so you get a close-up look with more details of the things that I have made, and then we'll come back up here for face-to-face so you can see what the things that I made look like on a person instead of on a bead mat. So we'll go ahead and do that. Alright, so here's all of the things that I've made this week. There were only 3 tutorial videos that I did, but one of those I made 11 pairs of earrings in, so while I might be feeling a little bit like I haven't been doing much this week, I've been doing something. I made a necklace, I made 12 pairs of earrings because one of them was with the necklace, and I made a wrap bracelet today. So this wrap bracelet, by the way, if you haven't seen the video for that yet, I just uploaded that today. So after we're done looking at this, if you want to go watch the tutorial for that, I'll have a link in the description below. You can click more and see all the links for these things. I'll also have links for my leafy earring video and a link for this tutorial as well. So don't worry, you'll be able to watch all of these if you missed them somehow. And we'll have those links for all of these. But again, it's only 3 videos, but one of them was just really, really, really long. Anyway, let's go over what I made. Now, this is a necklace that I used some of the beads that came in the Potomac Beads treasure box. And these leaf beads keep wanting to curl in on themselves. When it's actually being worn, it's not going to do that, but like when I'm just holding it. But look at the drape on this. And the reason it's got so much drape is because instead of stringing it on beading wire, I strung it on beading thread instead. And it feels like it's a little more lightweight. And again, got a lot of drape. It's a very, very drapey sort of necklace, which is going to be great. But it was a lot of fun to do this, and it's something that if you want to use beading thread, but you're a little intimidated by it because you're used to stringing on beading wire, just doing a little bit of something like this might make it less intimidating to go ahead and use those and to use that for it. I feel like it's a pretty secure thing, even though it's not with the heavy-duty beading wire. I'm using wire guardians for it, and then I went ahead and made some earrings with some of the other beads, the leftover beads, so that they would match. And they're just some really sweet, simple earrings, again using beading thread and a beading needle for that. So that was the first thing that I made this week. And then the second thing was all of these. All of these guys. And it was, somebody had mentioned not knowing exactly what to do with some leaf beads, and I had already been accumulating a lot of leaf beads and planning a falling leaves sort of thing. So I said, all right, this is the week I'm going to do it. And so I went through and did tutorials for each one of these earrings. And so we've got some cluster earrings with our little drops going sideways for a touch of added whimsy. I like it going sideways. You can also wrap them so that they point downward if you would like, but I didn't show that in the tutorial. We've got these like chandelier types that I used this narrow link for. And so when they hang, they kind of hang close together, and I kind of like that. It's like straight down, but they're nice and dangly. We've got these ones where I did a little curly-Q wrap on these pumpkin beads, and then we have our little maple leaves down here at the bottom. It was definitely a feeling fall kind of a tutorial. And then we did a simple little drop with some side drilled leaves pointing off to the sides. We did another style where I combined 3 different leaf beads together. I have these grape leaf beads, I have these front drilled beads, and then I have these glass ones in the back that I actually wore these all day yesterday. And when I went into the bathroom, I looked in the mirror and I realized that these pink beads match my hair perfectly. So I'm really happy about that. These also go really well with my hair. But yeah, this is one where we did a little wire wrapped loop with the beads off to the side, and then I combined 2 different leaf beads here. So I have these peachy colored ones. We also did one with some little leaf charms attached to some chains. Most of these I did with Bargain Bead Box or Bead Box Bargains beads. Some of them were from this month's Bargain Bead Box, like this one, which is fairly simple, just adding some charms to the leaf things there. Some of them were using things that came from companion bundles, like I think this one was companion bundle. No, wait, that was from the actual Bargain Bead Box. This one was from a companion bundle, and I think this one was too. And this one I used beading wire to make a loop instead of craft wire. So we have those in a little wreath. And then this one was a lot of fun to do. And in this one I just wrapped some dangles on a beading, just on a hoop, you know. You can bead around a hoop or you can wire wrap onto it. And so I used some fine gauge wire and I just wrapped around it to give it some space between each of these dangles on the fringe, and you know, added a bead from the bead box for that. Oh, and this one was, this is the super fun one. This is a super simple stud earring, and all you do is make a little leaf shape and then glue that to the top of your front drilled bead, and then you've got yourself some stud earrings. So that was a lot of fun. All you have to do at that point is just add a little bead, no, not a bead, an earring back onto that. And then this one was the one that I did today. This was a super fun, like very, very Halloween-y wrap bracelet. And that's one that, you know, I just uploaded this today. So if you haven't seen this tutorial yet, go ahead and check it out. In this tutorial, I show how to use this bead. This is a coin bead, like that. I show how to attach it like it's a button closure onto the end of your beading wire, and that way you can just have a loop on the other end to go over it. And of course I'm recording, so like that. It makes it really fun, and that way if you don't have like a Halloween button, but you do have one of these little pumpkin beads, you can still use it as a closure. So this was a super fun thing to make, and again, I just published that today. So let's hop up and do a try on face to face so you can see all of these earrings and how they dangle from my head and how this lays when it's being worn by a human. Alright, let's take a look at what we've got. Let me do my necklace first. I really do love this necklace. It was a lot of fun to make. So let's get this guy on here. Where's the... There we go. I always have trouble doing my necklaces myself, but I don't have anyone to help me with it, so needs must. Now there's what it looks like on a person. I do like my necklaces shorter on the short side, so this is the perfect length for me. Let's put an earrings on so you can see how those look together. This try-on is going to be very earring heavy because of all of those earrings I just showed you. So I don't think I'm going to put both earrings on when I'm swapping them out. I will just put on a single earring. So You see what it looks like. But this was a really fun tutorial to do. Alright, let's swap them out and start our rotation of all of our guys. Here's the cluster earrings into the whole friend. There we go. So it's dangly, but it's not overly heavy. Like, I've done leaf bead clusters and I just did put way too many beads on. And when I did those, like, they're heavy. They look amazing, but they're heavy. So this one is not too heavy. I think 7 leaves that's a good size and not too heavy. So then we've got these chandeliers. Some of these are going to be really long, which I love. And this is the head wobble, so that we get some dangle. So you get some dangle. Dangle angle. That's a good dangle angle. Alright, and then this one again, this was with the September bead box from Bargain Bead Box. And this one was from the companion bundle for that same one. And again, dangle dangle. It's not quite shoulder duster, but it's just about there. It's just about there. It's not a bad thing. Okay, and then I think the rest of them were either with companion bundles or with the October box. So here's our little pumpkin guy with a maple leaf. Very fall, very demure, very twirly. Alright, oh, and then we did have some pink beads. This is like the Dusty Rose one. There was a bundle that they put together that I was like, ooh, I have to get that one because it was like the dusty pink sort of colors, and so I got it. And that's where most of these came from, except for the leaf beads. Those were some that I purchased separately from Beadbox Bargains. But then we had this one. And again, most of these came from the sister site, except for these tiny gemstone beads. And those were in the monthly bead box, or was it the companion one? I can't remember. It's in the video. I show you where it came from in the video. So even though I can't remember, it's fine. And then these are the ones. These are the ones that, I mean, look at this. These leaves are the same color as my hair. It's ridiculous, but gorgeous. And I love them. They are so fall-y. Ellen, I'm almost done. She ignores me. And then as soon as I start talking to somebody else, she's like, no, I need your attention. Take a look at this one. All right, 2 more. 3 more. It's okay, good girl. It's okay. Sorry, I'm trying to pet her and put these on at the same time. But she can't get in here because there's a thing in the way, so she's poking her head in the side. Sometimes being my animal's emotional support human, it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work being an emotional support human. Then we've got this one. This one I like because the metal jangles against each other when you're moving your head. So it actually is a jangle in your dangle. I love leaf beads. I love leaf earrings. I love all of these. And these are the studs that we made with just some top drilled leaf beads and some wire glued to the front. And then you have the stud earring right there. I have a ton of these beads. I could make so many more of these and just have like these really simple, cute, understated leaf earrings to rock in fall with. All right, last thing that I made was the wrap bracelet, and we already looked at it in depth, so I'm gonna go ahead and just wrap it around my wrist. And I know I did the try-on already, sort of. I'm gonna put it on again because it was a really fun thing to make, and of course I am having issues closing it. because fingers. I'm just trying to get the loop around my bead. There we go. Closed. Wrap bracelet, but one of the things that I noticed is that it is definitely long enough that I could wear it as a necklace if I wanted to. It's a little bit two-dimensional, three-dimensional for a necklace maybe. Maybe with some other things it would be just fine like that. This was super fun to make. I really enjoyed it. So what are my plans this week? Let's wrap this up quick because Ellen needs me apparently. She's eaten. She's been outside. We had like a good hour to snuggle and she is still like, as soon as I stop petting her, her life is over. Anyway, I love my dog. I really do. But she's gonna make her needs and wants known in just a minute. But yeah, this week I am actually, you know, I just had it in my head what I was planning. Oh, there's a bracelet tutorial that I have in the works. I just need to finish my prep work and then film it and we'll get that out there. I'm gonna do some more Halloween stuff because I'm not done with that. I'm really into it. I love the fall stuff, but I also love Halloween stuff. So I can do both. You can do both. But then there are some bead boxes that I haven't gotten to make things with yet, and I'm definitely going to be doing that. There was the Dia de los Muertos box that the Softflex company put together for TGBE. TGBE is the Great Bead Extravaganza. It's like a little bead show that different small businesses that work in the beading space will do some presentations with. They'll make little kits and it's just an event. And they had their fall, was it fall market or fall something? It was that's this weekend that they've been doing that. So I mean, I've been watching presentations and watching lives and doing other things like that. I also, something that I made this week that I didn't show you is I made a whole bunch of ear wires to send to my mom. So that took a whole day to do that. Just because the handmade ear wires, they don't irritate her ears the way that commercial ear wires do. So I like to be able to do those so she can wear earrings and not have her ears like want to kill her when she does that. Yes, I know. But anyways, my brother went to take those to her. He's gonna go spend like a month or so with her, helping her clear out her garage and declutter and that sort of thing. So he took them with her when he went up to visit. I also asked, oh, is there something you want me to send that I made recently? And she picked something out, and then I forgot. Mom, I'm sorry. I forgot to send it with Duncan. I will send it with my sister when I go have a sister weekend with her sometime in the next couple of weeks. I don't know. We haven't nailed down a date for that yet, but we will. We will, because it's important. So I am going to have a sister weekend in a few weeks. The 30th, I'm doing a live with Cassandra for the Beads to Live By curated collections, which I unboxed yesterday. They are so delicious looking. Like, just, I want to eat the beads. They look like fall flavors to me. I love that. But I want to eat the beads, and I have to remind myself that it's not going to taste like Granny Smith apples just because it looks like them. It's a good thing to remind yourself of. But so we've got that going, and so I'm going to do some tutorials. Oh my gosh, the Sam Speed box. I love that so much. We're going to make something with that this week. Definitely, for sure. But yeah, let's do all that. We do have like projects that we're working on with work. And so, you know, there's something that somebody mentioned, like that I must be so good at managing my time. Oh boy, I am not. Like, the fact that I can make these videos, I always feel like I'm not making enough. Because there's a lot of things that take my time and energy and attention during the week. So the weekends are mostly when I can get around to it. And I feel like I'm just not doing enough. I always feel like I'm not doing enough here or at work or something like that. But there's a lot of things that get put off because they're not as much of a priority to me as work, family, and this. These are like that priority levels. So like being present and getting work done and doing work is a higher priority than making these, obviously. But then there's just a lot of things that take time that I just don't do. And they have been building up for a little while, and I need to actually make some time and do them because, you know, but I don't even have it here, but one of the things that I was going to say is that like time management is not my strong suit. I have a little planner that I'll sit down in the morning and write down like my to-do list. And, you know, some of them get ticked off and some of them get crossed off because I didn't just have time to do that today. Or I just didn't feel like it or something like that. But that's only effective if I keep my planner in the same place. Because if I move it, then a month and a half goes by and I haven't used it at all. And how in the world did I make it through September without using my planner at all? I'm sure things fell through the cracks because of that. So like, I've got it moved back where it's supposed to be, and I have been using it for the last couple of days. So we'll see how life might improve a little bit with that. But yeah, no, I am not great at time management at all. So please don't feel bad about yourself if you do not make the same amount of things that I do, because there's a lot of things that you probably do that I don't. And so like, there's that trade-off. I can't do everything. I don't have 500 hours in a day. I gotta sleep sometime. And sometimes that's what happens is my creation time cuts into my sleep time because I'll get stuff done during the day, I'll have my family time, make dinner, do some chores, spend time with the dogs, get them settled, and it won't be until like 11 o'clock or later that I can actually sit down on my bead mat and do that. And that's where the late night Beading with Becky videos come from, is those times when I actually am like, I have to make this because otherwise I will not be able to get to sleep until I get this idea out of my brain and onto the bead mat. Because my brain is like that. So it cuts into my sleep time a little bit. Anyway, if you are not doing everything, you're exactly like me because I am not doing everything either. And my time management is not the greatest, but I'm doing the best I can. And I feel like most of y'all are probably doing the best you can too. And that's all anybody can ask. Do the best you can. And if some things on your to-do list don't get done that day, move them to the next day, move them to the next week, or just cross them off altogether. You know? Because there are things you have to do to have like a livable home, or to be able to have food in your cupboards and a roof over your head. And there are other things that are nice to do, that you kind of want to do. Beading and making my little videos is something that has turned into something I sort of have to do. It helps me so much to be able to get that creativity out, to be able to do that, to be able to connect with my subscribers and feel that community. I appreciate it so much, and it means so much to me in my life to have this. So thank you for being with me. If you can't get everything done in a day, you are exactly like everybody else. Don't feel inadequate, please. Please, yeah. I am not a time management guru. The reason I have to organize things is because the rest of my life is chaos. It really is. I'm not making that up. But I love y'all. I hope you had a fantastic week, and I will see you next week. Bye for now. Happy beading.